There's land that was negotiated between Mshweshwe and Afrikaners. I'm not sure who... there may still be some issues now, because I don't know if the Afrikaners were satisfied with what they were given to this day, which is one of the disputes. I'm not sure if you're aware, and if ever that needs to be a conversation to be had, or we leave it in the past.
No, it's a conversation we have to have, especially when you talk about integration and regional integration. I mean, there are injustices that have happened in terms of annexing. The whole of Free State is Lesotho anyway, and parts of Mpumalanga.
Mpumalanga as well.
Yes, parts of Mpumalanga.
Those sides.
Sekhukhune, Limpopo.
Okay.
Sekhukhune land.
Yes.
The boundary of Lesotho goes as far as Sekhukhune land. That's where the boundaries are.
Jeez. Because I know in the Vaal, for example,
Vaal River,
they speak Sotho. I've got family there.
The Vaal River is the boundary between between this part of the country and Lesotho.
Do you, in your personal opinion, feel like we should remove the borders around Lesotho and Eswatini and the likes? Or should we be creating more borders around Lesotho, KwaZulu, other places? Would that be a better management of the people versus this so-called rainbow nation where we end up clashing because we believe we're the same when we're not the same nation and the lines get blurry?
Well, I mean, building a nation is part of a project that we have to get to.
Okay.
But it cannot be built by ignoring the nationalities.
Yes.
Especially when these nationalities came to be where they are because of foreign domination.
Correct.
Yes. So the dough that we use to bake this bread is corrupt. And it cannot create good results. And we have a cat that is trying to supervise the division of cheese amongst the mice. And the mice get nothing and the cat remains with the cheese.
Yes.
That's what has happened to us as Black people in the country. With our different nationalities. So when you hear a minister saying smoke the Zamazama out, you really have to think hard. Who is the prime culprit here? The prime culprit is government, not those people that are digging remnants of gold there.
On their own land.
It's the Xhosa and the Basotho who have been working there since 1867 on that gold without benefiting. And then they have been ignored and neglected, not closed properly. I mean, as an administrative process, but having exploited these people and, throwing them in that kind of poverty.
Yes.
And they are left with no choice but to do what we are talking about, doing crime. Because the system is so corrupt that it doesn't allow for decent human beings to be decent.
Yes.
So you see those people that are becoming, claims are that they are eating human flesh, which is cannibalism. Yes. So we are back to the time of Mshweshwe. The question is, what would have Mshweshwe done? Mshweshwe would have said, here is the gold, here are the implements, continue digging the gold.
Let's formalize artisanal mining.
Yes,
let's train you guys. Let's make sure there's compliance.
Yes.
So you can feed your families like they do in Zimbabwe.
But they would also have said, the land belongs to these Black people. Let the people get the land and plow.
And mine.
And mine and do all these things. Now,
okay.
And then we build intergenerational value. But first, we actually have to lay claim to our culture and our language and be ourselves and not be in this clothing of white people. So only when we do that can we create intergenerational value. At the moment, there is no possibility. And when we don't recognize people like Mutawu, Njomoson, and them as the main entrepreneurs of, Black excellence, Mshweshwe, Chaka, and all those, nothing is taught about them in schools. There are no models for Black people of success. And whatever we win is momentary. We are 30 years into democracy. This is where we are. Unemployment is going at 32%. Crime is everything. Infrastructure is broken. And then we think about the next 30 years, but we don't see any deep thinking around what one would call cultural economic geography, because you cannot have something called economics if you don't have culture and geography tied to it. And you have this raw, dry bone of Milton Friedman.
Your favorite guy?
Yes.